all of them are bankrupt. They are just using their imaginations to play the game. And if you look at it and you compare it to other countries that we are supposed to rub shoulders with, then you see that indeed we are performing some wonders in this country. That's with a little push, a little support, a little spotlight. Lives will be transformed, societies will be changed, even our economy will get back on its feet. We've gotten to a stage that we need to understand that sports has moved from the era of recreation to serious business and multi-million-dollar business.
What are some of the sports that are just under the radar but are rising in Ghana that you've thrown a spotlight on?
We were never, and we still have not been considered as a rugby playing nation, Ghana. But currently, because of constant spotlight on them, Ghana Rugby is now a world rugby member. It's now an African rugby member.
Oh, really?
To the extent that our national teams are being ranked among the top 10.
In Africa?
In Africa. The reason the whole of Africa decided to give Ghana the nod to host the first of its kind Women's Africa Cup of Nations in rugby after the African Games.
Okay.
First country in West Africa to have a dedicated stadium built for only rugby. Everyday rugby struggles or begs football people to just use the chalks to mark their pitch and play their game, and then when they finish they take over. But now
we have one?
We have one at the University of Ghana.
I never knew this.
Yes, we have a rugby stadium. It's the reason the African Games, Ghana was able to host the Rugby 7th Africa, yes, for the African Games. So one of them. We also move on. We have the table tennis, we have the badminton, we have the squash, we have horse racing, equestrian sports.
Where do they raise these horses? Because the polo grounds is gone.
Yes, they were moved to Boteman.
Okay.
So they are just next to the African Games Village that was built at Boteman. So just after the African Games Village, you see the horse racing.
And they race horses every week?
They do.
Wow.
We are not throwing the spotlight because initially we accused them that where they were, sincerely, the roads were not good. So going there with your car, if you don't even take care, it will get good. Now they've repaired the place. You go there every weekend and racing is going on. Okay.
So table tennis is happening, badminton is happening, rugby is happening, horse racing. What else?
We have basketball. Although we don't have an arena, we have basketball. If you go to cantonment now, prisons, canteen or sports court, handball is taking place at the same time. Although the facility is not something to write home about, it is true this that for the first time in the history of Ghana, we've qualified a club to play in the Africa Basketball League. It has never happened before.
Really?
Yes.
What's this club?
Spintex Knights.
They've qualified to play in the African Basketball League.
And they are a favorite to even qualify to go and play in the major league for basketball.
Are the players tall?
We have the talent. In fact,
are they tall?
Not too tall.
But they can jump.
They are just excellent. They are just amazing. You ask yourself, where are they coming from? How did they do it? This is homegrown sportsmen and women without any support. You come to the prisons canteen in the evening, they fix their own light, playing on hard court, concrete, which we are not supposed to even do.
No.
So you cannot even do what you see the LeBron James and stuff.
Because it's concrete, man.
Yes, but they do. And when they get the opportunity to explore on good surfaces, then people will be asking, where are you guys coming from? Are you sure you are Ghanaians? The stories out there are just amazing for you to just see. Same as handball, same as netball. We've not been playing netball in this country for a whole... We don't even throw the spotlight on them. But the ladies playing netball in this country just needs a little bit of polishing. Any day we get opportunity to even go for an African Cup of Nations or African Championship, they will be told that there is no money. Then every day they are sidelined. Every day they are sidelined. And Ghana, funnily for us, we are part of the founding members for Netball Africa Cup of Nations. So any day Ghana is absent, they keep asking. The last time in November, I think, Ghana was denied access to playing. Why? Because there is an affiliation fee Ghana must pay. We've not been paying for some years now. So we've been barred from even participating.
How much was the amount?
Just micro.
Small money.
Less than $1,000.
We couldn't find that money?
No, we haven't yet gotten it.
Wow.
Them. It's amazing. Just to spotlight on our para brothers.
Yes, I wanted you to talk about that. The Paralympic, the para sports, the para athletes. What are the various disciplines you have in that field?
We have wheelchair racing, we have wheelchair tennis, we have wheelchair boxing.
Wheelchair boxing?
Yes, they are there. We have,
so what, you move and you punch and then you move?
Yes.
How does it work, man?
You'll be trained how to do it. It's just like, so mobility. If you are good and conversant with using your wheelchair, you can equally play the sport. Because you'll be strapped very well,
yes.
And then wear your gloves, wear your headgears and everything. The professionals don't wear the headgears. You just wear your gloves. You weigh,
and then you box.
Then you box. You push. You box. You defend. You just like the way boxers do. Just that you will be controlling it with your wheelchair, at the same time being smart enough to be throwing your hands, your fist. Whether
so
you're jabbing, whether
okay.
jabbing, giving an uppercut, crosses, they do, and it is happening.
How about the para athletes, female? I don't hear too much about them.
The females are there because the men are being even sidelined and being quote unquote neglected. Because you get closer to them and you understand that their problems are many. And I'm happy today, one of the pioneers of amputee football in Ghana and Africa is around us.
Yes.
If you even look at
Mr. Jani.
Yes. If you even look at where amputee football started and where amputee football is, aside all the litigations that they are having, and still Ghana amputee is ranked #1 in Africa. You marvel.
Really?
We are #1 in Africa. Back-to-back defending champions of the Africa Cup of Nations without anything. Sometimes the players will move from their various clubs. Lo and behold, we've been blessed enough that we have talent to the extent that the Turkish amputee Premier League have signed on most of Ghanaian players, and so that's where it has become a training grounds for us. So
they're playing abroad in Turkey.
So we have professionals playing amputee football. The first time we hosted it, and then they had the opportunity, they were all signed. So some of them are now pros. Can we imagine if all these players we have in this country applying their trade elsewhere, getting some money? It will trickle back to the economy, help their families, and so they will go gather themselves and say, Ghana is not having money, nothing is happening to us. Let us take our own money, look for our flight ticket, come down, come and represent the nation, and go back. There are days that to the extent that even their jerseys, their kitting alone becomes a problem. They come and they buy it on their own, just arrange and go and represent Ghana, stand there and the national anthem is played. And amputee footballers will go and then defend at all odds.
You are telling me that they are ranked #1 in Africa?
Yes, they are defending champions. When we hosted the first standalone Africa Para Games, that is in February last year, before the main African Games, amputee football was not, traditionally, it's not part of the Paralympic sports. But for some time now, Africa Paralympic Committee and the world body wants to synchronize so more countries play. Then they get opportunity to play and become an Olympic sport. And so they are encouraging countries. So they made them a non-competitive sport. All African countries, amputee teams, came to Ghana. The top ranked, 8 of them came to Ghana to come and participate in the first standalone Africa Para Games. And then they played the amputee football. And guess what?
We won.
We won.
Listen, you know the way Black Stars, Meteors, whatever, they go to competitions. They may not even win, but they come and then they go to the presidency and they take photos. When our people won, did they go anywhere? Were they given the spotlight?
There are days that they get back. Again, the media, we are not throwing more spotlight on them. Just like the fanfare that we do for the able. But we don't sincerely, we are all guilty. We don't do it often for them. And again, when they even come, due to 1 or 2 reasons, they sometimes meet only the Minister for Sports, or to the last time they came, they met the Chief of Staff, the then Chief of Staff, our mother. They met her, she interacted because then the President and the Vice President were not available. So it was the Chief of Staff that welcomed them, and that ended it. Their bonuses are still outstanding.
Oh.
Yes. Their bonuses are still outstanding.
From where? Last year?
From the African Games they played. Their bonuses have not been paid.
Why?
This Africa Cup of Nations they won, they have not been told whether they will get a pesewa or a penny. And so they are just hoping that grace will touch everybody and remember them and give them. The same as some female teams and some junior football teams. All the national teams. One thing, CAF, that is serious, that we are joking with, is the fact that we don't have any coach who is under any contract in this country.
No coach is under a contract?
Except the Black Stars. And now we've gotten the Black Wings when Antinora came.
I don't even know who our Black Star coach is. Who is our coach now?
It's still Otuado.
Otuado. He is the only one with a contract?
Yes, and his team. And his technical team.
The other coaches don't have contracts?
No. So if it happens that you lead the team to win, the bonuses and the per diems and other things are what you get. It is there. It is not like somebody is trying to paint. That has been the system.
Why do you think it's so? Why so much focus on football?
I think that maybe because of the way the football has positioned itself, FIFA as the umbrella body will always tell governments that if you invest in football and they come and play any of our competitions, we will support them. And so you put your money here, you get this one back. It is only the World Cup that they are bold enough to tell you that when you just qualify for the World Cup, there is a certain $8 million sitting somewhere that will just give it to you for qualification. So you can invest in your team to qualify, come and take it, plus or minus. If you use your money very well, plus or minus, you get some returns. And
so the authorities really are looking at football as a business, and they don't really give a hoot about the other sports.
Sincerely, I feel that they haven't really sat down to really do a thorough analysis of what sports can do to Ghana's economy. We haven't looked at it. It's a serious business.
Are there stories of Ghanaians who are being lost to other countries, taking other nationalities in the lesser finance sports? I mean, can you tell me stories of people who we've lost?
We've lost a lot, but they keep it under wraps because they don't want the spotlight to be on them and say that, okay, this is what you are doing. But all of them are claiming that they just get an opportunity to represent the nation once and then they move on because nothing really is coming to them. You are doing it on your own. Currently, our wheelchair tennis team are preparing.
Wheelchair tennis team?
Yes, are preparing. But it's amazing when you go there and you ask the leadership of Ghana Tennis Federation and the support they get. And most of them are relying on the ITF grants that will come.
International Tennis Federation.
Grants that will come. If it doesn't really come, then it's the president and the executives that must really look for support for them and other corporate bodies. But where you say that, okay, it is a tournament or it's a season, so we are going to the ministry, we are going to the National Sports Authority to really facilitate some of these things. The only thing they can help you do at West is to look for flight ticket for you. As to how you camp, you do everything.
That's your own wahala.
Yeah, this is so. It's a bit difficult. We started the year on a positive note. I say we because I like it. You know, Africa introduced baseball 5. Baseball 5 not long ago, and Ghana hosted the first tournament in Cape Coast last year, last 2 years. So we are in 2025. So and Ghana won baseball 5. It's a mixture. The reason they introduced baseball 5 is that baseball itself is an expensive sport, and so you need a bigger space to play. But baseball 5 is an indoor one that everybody can play, and it's a mixed gender sport, so they don't want to discriminate. Ladies come and play. So either you feel 3 ladies, 2 men, 5, or 3 men, 2 ladies. Then they play. Ghana beat everybody. South Africa, Egypt, well-groomed countries. Everybody thought that they would because they started it. But the real tournament, the first of its kind, Ghana hosted, and we won. Everybody felt that. Then January, the team rushed because it's only 8 players they were able to assemble. And officials too, so they were 10. A contingent of 10 went to South Africa to defend it for this year. And lo and behold, they beat everybody.
They won again.
So Ghana is going to represent Africa at the World Baseball Tournament, which will be played in Mexico. Wow. Look, there's nothing about CAF. Okay, when you come back, there's a token for you. Nothing. Their pride is that they stood and they played the national anthem for them.
Yes, of course.
And then the spirit came and they did what they did. Nobody knows anything about them.
Where is the spirit coming into you to have all, because I see all this passion and fire in the way you're talking, and where are you getting all this vim from?
Well, maybe it's a calling, maybe. But I was once a sportsman.
Who called you?
The Almighty God. I was once a sportsman.
Really?
So yes.
What did you do?
I was playing football, I was doing athletics, running.
What position?
Football. I was a defender. I was number 5. So I was not too wicked, but I was smart enough to learn the rules. So in my team, route-wise, we've produced players for at Audome 3. When you go to Kanishin, Audome 3, there is a club there that really groomed most of us. Some of my colleagues played in the under-20 that won the World Cup for Ghana. The day I used scored. So if I was still playing football, I would be with them because I will be the captain.
Straight.
Yes. I was so blessed to the extent that I understood how to arrange, control, and direct at the back. So I was the captain. When I was at Audome 3, I was the JHS 1 player that had to play in the school team. And when I got to Form 2, I had to captain the school team. I played in a Greater Accra football, Greater Accra Schools Football League. I played the defense. So when it comes to defending there, I know how to do it, how to set offside traps, how to control goalkeepers, control everything on the field. So that was what I was doing. But it got to a time I was saying that, why is it that it's a certain group? I grew up knowing that if you are coming from a good home, there are certain things that will go well for you. We were struggling, seriously, to even get boots to play and stuff like that. So when Grace found me and said that, okay, you can venture into these areas, I told myself that 2 things I would do. I'll go into the law field, add law to whatever I do, so that I can just speak for those who are down there. I just feel that some people are not being treated fairly. Sometimes through ignorance, they are cheated or stuff. And I feel that we should get to a place where everybody is treated equally, everybody is respected. And so any day I see my brothers and sisters, poor people, trying to do something, I wish I had the means
to do it,
to just help them.
Have you entered the law field yet?
I will do so.
You will do so?
Yeah.
But now you're using your voice as a journalist.
Yes, to let people. So the platforms I get, I don't use it for any other thing. I know football has enough. So I don't focus mainly on the male football. Yes, we do 1 or 2. But if you even get to all the female clubs in this country, some of them will attest to it. The generations that before even we are throwing more spotlight will tell you that one of the young boys that come around that disturb us every day to just, as this boy, from the northern sector to the southern sector. When you go there, you ask them, baby, they will tell you, oh, we know this gentleman. They can attest to that fact, that we're trying to push them. And lo and behold, they are being pushed small. You go to the hockey field, and when they are mentioning the journalists that come around, they will mention GBC, mention myself and other colleagues here. When you go to swimming, you ask the Jackson's family, when they started it at Tesano. They will tell you that these boys, these people, so I'm with them. You go to squash. People often forget about squash, but they are playing it. You go to the squash class and you tell them, oh, we know this gentleman because he throws this. So if you look at it for our bulletins, a whole year, you won't see too much bias for football. At least we spread across.
It's a well-deserved award.
Now the draft people are there.
Drafts are also coming in cards.
Ampe, they are all doing it. All these sports get the spotlight. We throw it on them when they're having events. Currently, the draft competition has risen to a level that now players are now earning monies when they win.
Professional draft players?
Yes. Okay. Yes. And they are now even preparing to go once again, go and represent us at the world stage. You know, there is a world.
There's a draft world championship?
Yes.
Where are they going to host it this year?
I think it will be England. They will go to England because the last time they went to Russia to go and play and stuff like that. So it tells you a lot that we can do. And again, the people who do it are as the young ones.
Indeed.
So if they wake up in the morning and they know that there is hope when I play handball, I play netball, I play volleyball, the gentleman or the lady will go train very well, knowing that at the end of the day,
become the best.
He will become the best, get something to rely on and not rely on people. So the pressure that we've diverted elsewhere will go. Again, our health will come down. People are dying from non-communicable disease, not because of anything. The president can come, government can come and say, let's do 1 month exercise every last Friday. It will not help. But if we even know how it takes for a man to build his muscles and become a bodybuilder in this country, you will understand that it takes discipline. And it is only through sports that you do it. The bodybuilders are there. As for them, we won't talk about them. Because they say it's an individual sport. If you see a man chisel his body and stand, you feel that, oh, he went to pick match. No. People are eating a crate of egg a day without salt just to build a muscle.
How many?
A crate of.
How many eggs are in a crate? Like 30?
You have to eat it without salt so that you just build the muscles. You can get a bodybuilder here to tell you what they go through. You need supplements to make this body look like. Because if you see them and you feel that, oh, you can go to the gym and do it, you can't do it. You need other supplements to help you. It is expensive. And all these people are in the system and nobody cares about them.
All right. So, I mean, the passion is just infectious. I wish I could speak with you for like 2 hours, but time is our enemy right now. Just in a minute, please look into the camera with the red light there and speak to the people who are in charge. Maybe the new Minister for Sports and Recreation. What would be your message? This is a very huge platform. What is your message to the Sports Minister with respect to the sports that you're talking about?
Honorable Kofi Adams. Thank you very much for accepting that you come and lead this very, very tricky department of Ghana's ecosystem, that is sports. Please appeal to your colleagues at Parliament or the parliamentarians to fast track the sports bill. We need a sports fund in this country where everybody can go and rely on and say, okay, we have international events, so we can just pick 1 or 2 from it and do. This waiting last minute and everybody rushes and football comes and takes the whole budget. We beg, Please, let's do it. And please, sit with all the federations so that we can have categorization. Every country has a sports they love and it's their number one sport. Ghana, we don't know which one is our number one sport. In the past, it was hockey. Then it came to boxing. Now we say it is football. We are saying that let's have categorization so that everybody understands the level and where they will go. So at the end of the day, all federation heads will be held accountable. Now again, please, empower the National Sports Authority to employ qualified coaches. We have less than 10 for the 16 regions in this country. We don't have coaches that are being trained. We don't have coaches that are even going around the various schools, various regions to really help. There are just a few. Please, look at that angle also for us. And the last one, please, inspire corporate Ghana. Let them understand that when they come and they support any sports discipline, these are the incentives for them. So that it will not be the ones that we see. That any day corporate Ghana sponsors any sports people. Then the tax people say, you have money, so let's go and check whether they haven't paid their taxes, or then you'll be chasing them. So they are even scared of even getting closer to sports. Some countries you go and sports is receiving the funding from corporate bodies, not the state. Corporate bodies are owning sports clubs, owning federations, helping them to grow. You go to the world, South Africa, rugby is being financed by banks, by big entities. Here in Ghana, nothing. Please, Mr. Minister, please come, unite all the everybody in the sports industry. Let them sit and let's do these things. And I believe that the 4 years, Ghanaians will say, we want you again. Please come and continue for us. Thank you very much.
You're the man. I'm so proud of you, man. Theophilus Sampah. We want to celebrate you right now.
Thank you very much.
So we're going to play once. This is the song that is coming is just for you.
Thank you so much.
It's one of the greatest bands that ever came out of Ghana, Osibisa. Celebration.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our winner, sports award winner, SWAG, 49th SWAG Awards, Meritorious Award winner, putting the spotlight on lesser finance sports.